Hey guys, Tone here, and welcome back for some more Slice and Dice. We're picking up quite literally exactly where we left off last session, so if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. It was a shorter video, part one of this current series, and yet we're going to pick up right here. I'm just going to get out of the way and let the tape roll. Not much more to introduce here, so again, just check out the last one if you don't know what's going on here. We're jumping right into this troll fight after picking up the Berserker as our promotion, and we will see what we can do here. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and enjoy the rest of the video. So when you roll the cantrip on the initiate, it's always, you just want to keep that. So you don't really want to roll a single use side here. Although maybe we do with Gather. We don't have Exert anymore, so Gather actually just got a lot worse. I would have to block to use a pain side on the Berserker. We have a really good block. 3 damage to everyone. Monster Column Troll. Pretty nasty. Oh, no bones is nice. Non-boss bones. Not showing up for boss fights. Very kind for this first boss fight. Rerolling this for a chance of growth feels pretty decent, and I think we don't mind having more X's with Gather in Ranger and Berserker, so I'm gonna go ahead and reroll this. Getting the heart on healer isn't that bad if Berserker rolls pain too. I think ideally we get Death Wish here, but pain is fine. The Berserker survives with these two sides. We block the Defender, or the Initiate. Too bad I don't have more mana to play Gather. This was a pretty good land too. Engage on turn 1 would have been pretty clutch there. That's nasty. I'm not gonna be able to kill this turn. We're losing some people this turn. That's too bad. That is way too bad. Actually, Death Wish would be pretty clutch on you. This side's alright with Gather if we do land on more X's. Since I'm rerolling you for Death Wish, I think we gotta reroll you for damage as well. We keep this. We're rolling everything else. Chances are Initiate only gives us 1 mana here. So 1 more mana on the healer doesn't give us any value. Actually Mend is really good this turn, isn't it? No, it's not. It doesn't let anyone avoid this. I think your 3 hearts are actually pretty good here. Rolling 2 mana would be pretty good. We're nowhere close to a kill on this turn with these rolls. These rolls suck. Wow. I have 5 damage right now, which would do it if you roll Death Wish. If you roll this, we can get pretty close with a good Ranger roll too. It sucks is there's no strategy here where like we're aiming for blanks for Gather either. If I reroll all these dice and end up with 1 blank, we're in a pretty bad situation. You could just take this, and this probably. I think there are a lot of scenarios where we win next turn, but like 3 heroes die or something, which is not good. Is it even worth rerolling you for 1 more damage? 1/3 of the time, but no damage 1/3 of the time? Okay, what happens if you get 4 damage? I do 4, 5, we do 9 damage to you. Then you have 3 health next turn. We can save 2 heroes. Right now I have 4 guaranteed damage. It's a troll at 7. So rerolling the Ranger doesn't affect this turn, because this plus Death Wish wins. It could affect the next turn. What happens if we don't roll anything good on the Berserker? I just have 5 damage this turn. You come back next turn with 7 health. And I have 2 heroes. Wow, that's actually a nightmare scenario. It's anything but this side would lose the run. Is that a reason to roll for 2 damage here? And you have 6 health. I think it is actually. For a world where I reroll Initiate here? No, because I think we'd have to reroll Initiate and Healer for anything to matter. Alright, let's reroll these 2. Ugh. Keep you in low health next turn, so you proc a Death Wish. These are my real damage dealers. I think we need them alive, right? Ranger is actually pretty bad in boss fights, huh? Maybe that was the reason not to take them. Can I get more than 2 damage value out of any of you guys next turn? Maybe in some scenarios where like 3 health here keeps the Berserker alive to get a potential Death Wish on the following turn. This is so freaking bad. If I spend 2 mana saving any of these people, we need to get more than 2 mana back. Or I guess most of the time, if we have 4 heroes on the beginning of the turn, someone's guaranteed to live, which is nice. Well, not guaranteed, but if most of this guy's attacks are cleaves. I think it's hard for me to get more than 2 damage out of most of these, any of these. So I think it's better off just taking the burst. I guess there's an argument for initiate so that these guys can't keep missing like they've been doing. We at least got value with gather this turn. So if I keep this, then he basically has 6 health next turn. Either of these sides, so half of the Berserker sides, and then a third of the Ranger sides are wins. Well, we win with this alone. Otherwise, we need to hit one of those other sides in this. I think we just keep these 2 alive and roll with this. I think that our odds are better than hoping some of these guys get value back. Because it's very unlikely that any of these do more than 2 damage. In best case scenario with Gather, I guess it lets Ranger roll one of these X's and we still get 2 damage with them. That's not good enough because we would need another 2 damage from somewhere. So this is what we're doing. And he plays this again. Now this is an interesting turn to consider. I need 6 damage on these 2 dice. I should take a look at my probability tables here. This is actually one of those like critical situations where that could give us some good insight. So, I keep this side, and we need to hit one of these 2 sides to win. So 2 sides on 2 rolls. %56 chance. So we're flipping a coin. Otherwise, I want to hit this. What are the chances that I hit this on 2 rolls? 30%. There's a 75% chance that I hit any of these 3, so we don't do any worse. So, if I roll the Berserker, 25% chance we lose, flat out. %30 chance that we win. And then, if we hit any of these other sides, then I still need you to hit that coin flip. So it's basically a 25% chance that we lose, and a 30% chance that we don't care about the coin flip. What are the chances that you hit these sides and you hit these sides? So you have a 75% chance of hitting those sides. And then you're at the 56% chance on those. That drops to like 42 from the 56. I feel like I should take the time to do like an actual full analysis here to see what our best odds are. So at least we can know we made the right decision. I think we'll do that. Okay. How do we want to do this? I'm gonna stop the video here. I'm gonna make a decision tree and I'm gonna show it to you guys. And then I'm gonna edit it together so you guys can see it. It's gonna take a little bit longer then for me to do this, but I think that'll be interesting to look at, and at least we'll know that with our streak on the line that we made the best play. I normally don't like getting into this much detail, but it's actually kind of an interesting scenario. I think it'd be fun to play it out like that. So I'll be back in a second. It'll be literally a second for you guys. It'll be a little longer for me, and we'll see if we can figure out the best decision here. So I will see you momentarily. Hey guys, Tone here, and I am back, and I'm actually here in post-processing to drop in a note while editing this together. And so I had gone and done like a bunch of calculations. I usually make like a decision tree where it's like, okay, if you roll this dice, this face on this dice, then you'll do these things, and then you just kind of sum all of the probabilities that lead to you winning. And I had gone and done that, and I was gonna show it to you guys here and discuss it a bit, which I think would have been a really fun and good conversation. But I'm not gonna do that right now for two reasons. One, it didn't capture my mouse when I was actually going over all of the probabilities in that decision tree, which I think made it incredibly hard to follow, and it's just kind of weird just rambling off numbers a lot and like not seeing like exactly where they're coming from. I just don't think that made for good video here. We will do more stuff like that in the future. I really want to do some like when you're looking at like one hero, it's like ladder analysis. So I have some stuff though where we look at like actual strategies for heroes instead of just like the chances that they roll specific faces, because the former is how you actually play this game, so it's more insightful to do. I have some stuff set up to that we'll get to at some point. And if you guys actually have anything, I'm open ears for recommendations if we want to like look at certain scenarios and stuff and see what to do. And I know I put that out there before and I got a couple of suggestions, so maybe we'll be able to return to some of that. And two, I made like a small error in my calculation when I was doing this like essentially live. So just I guess part of trying to rush and get the video out or whatever, but it basically so I had come up with a 2.1% increase in our win rate, which would have been from 55.6 to 57.7, and it's nothing huge, but we take what we can get the best probabilities of winning. But I did catch an error that I had made that would have reduced that by 0.49% at least. Well, it would have reduced it by that, which would have been still net positive, but then that bled into another part of the calculation, which I think even with that it would have been net positive. But long story short, it's kind of moot now, so I don't feel like rehashing the whole thing just to give you guys a number that's like 1% over or whatever. So we're just going to jump back into where we continue this fight, and I am under the belief that the strategy I took is going to be a additional 2.1%, so I might reference that number from the 55.6% that we had for only rerolling the Ranger. And just to recall what the strategy is, we're going to reroll both dice. We're looking for Bloodlust, roll 1 on the Berserker wins, and 4 damage pain on the Berserker on the first roll here we're going to keep. And if we roll the X's or the cleave side, we are going to reroll into our last remaining roll, and at that point we need the Bloodlust to win or the 4 damage pain side. And if we we end up with the 4 damage pain side on either of those rolls, then we need the Ranger to roll for 2 damage to win. So I'm going to leave that here. Sorry if this is all a little confusing. It's just kind of weird how this video played out. But with like me editing and stuff is normally not how I do it. But it just felt essential for this one because this did feel like a situation where I should have taken more time instead of just winging it because I wanted to do a video. But I'll leave this here for you guys. As always, thanks for hanging out. But I'm sure I'll say that at the end of the video again. So enjoy the rest of this fight and session. Thank you guys. Let's do this. The game's developer Tan once said to me something along the lines that it's pretty interesting when you know the only options you have to win and you're just rolling the dice and hoping you get them. And we are in that mode right now. We need a name for that, like crunch time, but something more appropriate. Because this is all out of our hands. We've done all the strategizing already. It's all in the dice. Feels scary pulling this out, because I know if I just re-roll this dice, I have a 0.556 probability to win. But we know it's better if we re-roll this now. So, let's go ahead and re-roll. Alright, we know to keep this, and we're back at 0.556 to win. Actually, it's 1/3 to win here. This is like one of the worst scenarios we could be in, actually. And we lose. There's no world where we like save the Berserker. Because this guy will have 11 health next turn. Yeah, I already factored that in. So close. So far. The extra 2.1% chance to win that we eked out through deep strategy analysis there did not pay off. Our 8-game streak has come to an end. I want to look at this again and see what exactly caused us to lose. Because I stand by these curses, and I think they're better than what a reroll would have been there. And so I don't remember, I don't know at what, I'm curious to look through this again and see exactly at what points these curses like were affecting us. How much of it was maybe my hero picks, how much of it was maybe our starting heroes. Which were, I don't like Initiate that much. Healer isn't amazing. I don't even remember who we all started with at this point. So we did Dabble. I guess they're not, I wonder if I was supposed to re-roll on the merit of our heroes. I thought our starting curses were so solid. Maybe I'm just completely spooked by how bad our curses have been lately that this looked like an amazing curse set compared to what we've played like the last 3 or 4 runs with. It felt so brutal to me that I thought that it almost didn't matter what our starting party was. Brigand's usually pretty solid. Yeah, Initiate's pretty weak. I wonder if there was like another game we were supposed to play, like some kind of long game to work with Gather, but I don't think we had the luxury to do that. So I'm not going to try and deeply analyze why we lost there too much. I would need to review the whole thing. I think a lot of people are going to tell me that it's because we took the start damaged. And I'm really curious to look back at those first 4 floors and see if how much time killing the enemy went into this. And considering we got Troll, I wonder if one of our hero upgrades... You know what? Ranger is terrible against Troll. I think picking Ranger might be where we lost, actually. This is not a boss hero. I picked them because I liked them with add bones and in the regular floors. And this guy was pretty clutch on those floors, so there's a serious chance that we did not even make it to the troll if I didn't take the ranger. My dabble was feeling pretty weak early, and I think that kind of pushed me to taking the ranger. Maybe I was a little bit too biased by like the turn before where my dabble, when I had like the thorn and the dabble was just not cutting it. That might have biased me a little too much. But our other option there was the scrapper. Maybe scrapper's decent with start damaged. They have incentive to block them. They don't look very good against the troll either, if I'm being honest. If I don't take the ranger first, then we end up with the scrapper and then like a random upgrade somewhere else. We could end up being offered like enchanter statue or something. Like there are a lot of bad ways to go. I kind of stand by my hero picks, but again, I think I'd want to watch through it again and see. But Ranger definitely was not good, so maybe we just weren't offered good heroes. I wonder how we do against other bosses. Alpha? It's probably decent with Ranger. They at least get more value out of their engage sides and their cleave sides. They don't do 3 damage to our entire party. 3 turns in a row. Bramble. It's hard to say. We would have killed Bramble on turn 2. Heck, we almost killed him on turn 1. Would we have fully killed him on turn 1? I'm not sure. Now, what am I looking for? Bramble? They would have had +1 sides here. Maybe they do already against Bramble. The other thing that would have really changed the tide of this fight is hitting this. Actually, did my ranger hit any of their 2 damage sides this entire fight? I'd have to look at it again. If we got this engage off first on the troll, it would have been pretty good, but I think we would have been giving up our 4 damage. I think I rolled pain side on my barbarian the first time. Is that right? No, we played gather the first turn, didn't we? I have to go back. I'm doing too much speculating now, based on moves I made like an hour ago in real time here for me. Less time for you guys, so you'll probably remember. Because there's like an option to play defensively to get this off, maybe turn 2, but I don't think that works because this guy was doing 3 damage to my whole party. Like it's just net loss. I don't think this is good enough. So maybe a little unlucky. Maybe some bad decisions on my part between the curses or my promotions. I don't remember what item I ended up with at this point. Lose and find out. Oh yeah, the tattered robes. Was there an argument that this did not do enough and that I was supposed to re-roll that? I didn't feel like I was on my hind legs that much that I needed to risk a pretty good chance at 0 value to try and get like better value than like immediate value, if that makes sense. I kind of like what this allowed us to do with our healer, but it didn't work out in the end. rip the streak. Which honestly, like I said at the top, I am fine with. I think I needed to get this streak out of the way so that we can do some more fun stuff. Not that playing unfair isn't fun, but there's like so much that I want to do with Slice and Dice. And because we got stuck into this streak, like it didn't make sense to stop and do anything else. But I am looking forward to playing different modes, doing some like analysis on some heroes and different scenarios. Maybe doing some hero talk. Not explicitly like tier rankings, but just some like discussion and stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff to do, so if you guys have anything in particular you'd like to see, definitely let me know. I'm going to probably continue playing Unfair on my own time. But I do like playing Unfair, so I'm going to continue playing Unfair mode because I want to keep getting better at this. And that's one of the other things. It's hard to improve at this game when we're playing conservatively to try and maintain a streak. Because, well, I don't want to start an Unfair thing right now, but I have a lot of doing things where I don't know what the outcome is going to be is like one of the best ways to improve and learn at these games. Because you either get to, in a like low stakes environment, get to try scenarios that you might get forced into later and have a better idea of how they pan out and how to like persevere through them, or you just like learn like, oh, this hero that I don't normally play with like is good in this scenario. Like I was playing on my phone with Stone Monsters the other day, which is one I don't really have much experience with. It was one of the easiest runs of my life. I actually wish it was recorded so I could figure out why it was so easy. I did get... So Stone Monsters means the last... It's like boars, where the last pip you can only remove with 1 damage, like individually. I had the... Why is my... How do I not have like heroes filled out here? This is crazy. Have I never seen the Herbalist, like, in my past 11 games? Like, how is this possible? I think sometimes when you get the choice between 2 heroes, it adds them here, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like, it depends if you, like, pull up the almanac at some point later in the run or something. Because I think Wraith didn't show up until last time we saw them, but I've seen them twice compared to this. So I feel like you have to pull up the almanac after seeing a hero for it to like actually get added here. Like you can get offered heroes and they don't get added. But like Gas was like really strong when I played with Stone Monsters. Of course, like the whole party like comes into play, but it was really interesting. It was one of the easiest unfair runs of my life, and it was just like me taking stuff I don't normally take and like learning what situations are good in and stuff. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'd love to hear if you want to like take a deeper analysis, look at anything, or like see any specific modes here. A lot of people like the curse modes and stuff. I feel like these take a long time. We're gonna try them eventually, but probably not Blur, so I think that might take a long time. Or maybe we just play these for like an hour or 2 and then like just quit if it feels like it's gonna go on for a while. It might be fun to take some viewer-submitted like pace modes. Maybe do some of those. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. I was having some fun in instant mode recently. It was actually a lot easier, or a lot more viable than I thought it would be. I was messing around with this the other day. So there's like so much to this game. It's actually wild. Like I could just play classic unfair mode and this would be like one of the best games I played in 2022. But there's also like so much other stuff here. So we'll do more stuff. I'm going to keep playing unfair, so if people want to ask questions or discuss unfair strategy, you know where to find me. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me in my Discord. Speaking of my Discord, you can find links to the Discord community down in the description of this video. You can find my Patreon down there if you want to show some support for me and my work here and elsewhere. And you can find other social links, like and you can find my Slice and Dice probability tables, which by the time this is up I have another one that I added that includes reroll cantrips, which will probably be up at least a week before this video at this point, because I have a bit of a backlog on Slice and Dice from when I am recording this. But yeah, let's leave this here for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take it easy, everyone.